Hey, what's up, dudes? My name is Peroz. Welcome back to more tutorials and things. Today we'll be talking about IWXMVM. IWXMVM is the godfather of all the MVM mods and all the Cod4 mods. This mod is absolutely fantastic. It has so much going on in it that I can't even use it all. I don't understand half the shit. But I'm going to do my best to explain everything it can do for your COD clips today. So, jump straight into it.
Hope you guys enjoyed that little intro. We'll get straight into it. So IWXMVM is, I'm going to glaze the shit out of this mod. It is fucking fantastic. It rivals the Black Ops 2 cinematic mod we looked at a little while back. It's fantastic. It loads up the exact same way as you would with the legacy one. Obviously you can click here and use the legacy one if you wanted to. Me personally, I love this new one because I had a lot of problems with the legacy one. But let's get into it. So we'll load the mod, and it'll load everything up. You get your command prompt, and you get greeted with this awesome looking UI and a shitload of information that is very handy to you. I recommend you read this stuff. It is really awesome. Before we go further, I'm just going to click on About and click on Credits, and you can see all the boys that have worked on this. Shout out to all the boys here. You guys did a fantastic job. I am just going to move my camera down a little bit. Alright, so when you first open this up, you'll notice 8 demos found, and you can go through your files here and you have your bunch of demos. So you can click on any of these and it'll load them up. So we'll go to here. This is the one that I made specifically for this video. Pretty easy going. So if I click play, it'll load up straight into the match. And here we are. So I'll explain some things about the UI real quick. So the UI, we have a timeline down here, which is really cool. We can zoom in and out of with the scroll wheel. We can also drag it along left and right. There's the speed here. You can also use the arrow keys to go up and down. A lot of the controls from the legacy have carried on over to this one, which does make it quite easy. So if we go file here and we go controls, here is a bunch of controls for you. They have honestly made this so easy. That, like, I don't even think you really need a tutorial for this, but you know, here we are. Yeah, so all the controls are quite simple. You also even have preferences, which is something I know my buddy Alan is gonna love, because this is something he complains about all the time. You got your movement speed, your mouse sensitivity. Even with orbit cam, you've got your different speeds, which is all well and good. So you can scrub through wherever you want to be. Something very important is the B and N keys. So if you use After Effects, you know exactly what those are for, and they do the same thing in here. So if you press B, it'll put your, I'm going to call it your render bar, to wherever your scrubber is, your timeline scrubber. Alright, so if you wanted the cinematic from here to here, you'd go B for the first one and N for the end one, and it would only record just this bit here, which is pretty awesome. You can also just go left and right and it will snap to the whatever render bar you're closest to. Alright, so let's get more into the good stuff. So we'll start off with the cameras, right? That's what everyone's here for, is the cameras, because that's how you make the cinematics. So I'm just going to slow this down a little bit, actually. 333, perfect. And we have a lot of options here. I honestly haven't messed with too many of these cameras, mostly bone camera and free camera. So if you go free camera, and you'll see you'll get activate controls in the bottom left, and you press F, and it will pop you out, and away you go. You can start placing cameras just like you used to. Before we get into that, let me just make this bigger so you can actually see all the UI stuff. Alright, so if you scroll with the scroll wheel, it will zoom you in and out of the FOV, so you can see in the bottom right hand corner there. It tells you what your FOV is, which is really handy. And even more handy is if you hold Alt and scroll, it will roll your camera. You can see that in the bottom left, the roll. And having a value on the roll is actually very handy if you want to specifically go roll to the right and then roll to the left and then go back to 0. You can do that. Me personally, that's really handy. I like having, you know, exact numbers for certain things. But let's get into it. So if we just wait for it to start running here. Any minute now. There he goes. So we'll pause it. We'll press K to place the camera. All the buttons are the same from the legacy. Spacebar to play him a little bit and run in a little bit. K, another camera. Running. Pause. K, another camera. He's running. Pause, another camera. Running. And that'll do for tutorial's sake. So something that is actually really cool, that is a pain in the ass in the other mods, is you don't have to place 4 camera nodes anymore to get the cam path to play. You can place 2, so you can get like a really nice just straight camera if you wanted to. In the legacy days, is what I'm going to call it, you had to put down 4 camera nodes, which is still the case for many of the other CODs that have this mod. But with this one, you don't need to place 2, which is honestly some next level shit. So if we press J, we'll jump into it, and we'll press spacebar, and he will start running. Off he goes. Alright, pretty basic stuff. We all know how this works. So something else that is really cool, so if I press F to jump out of activate controls so I can get into the actual UI itself, I can click on these cameras and I can move them and adjust them as I please. You can also, if I just bring up this timeline, you see camera path right here. And if we scroll to zoom in on our timeline and left click and pull across, you can see all these different nodes here. So we can actually adjust where these cameras are on the timeline. You can also adjust the roll. So you've got the X, Y, Z position, then you've got the pitch, the yaw, and the roll, the FOV. You can edit all of it, and it is sweet. So I can, if I come over here, scroll down, I can increase the roll here. Or I'm going to increase the FOV here, increase it here, decrease it here, you know, what have you. Let's fuck this up heaps. Let's make the yaw like, I don't know. So we just added another keyframe there, which I didn't really want it to do. Yeah, it is good stuff. It is actually amazing. You can actually see the curve as well. So this is honestly some next level stuff. Let's see how much I fucked this camera path up. Nah, she's not too bad. She's not too bad. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. Look at that. All right. And as always, you can press L to get rid of them all. We'll move on to the next camera, which is a bone camera. Let me just adjust this here. Where are we? There we go. All right, so if you come up here, and we go bone camera. So the reason I want to talk about bone camera specifically is it's actually really good compared to the other cameras, the other bone cameras that you use this mod for in other CODs. Sorry. So we've got the entity, which is the player. We can choose any of the players, which are just random bots that are spawned in, and we can choose the bone. So you can even tag the flash grenade. So when he throws the flash grenade, you can stick to it. It's really easy going, and it's really easy to understand. I usually use the head, and obviously you have offset and rotation, so X, Y, Z, and pitch your roll. So we can mess around with this. So we'll go like maybe like this, and maybe like this. It still does take a while to get it exactly where you wanting it. So maybe something like that. Something like that. Something like that. There we go. Like that. Like that. There you go. Something like that. You can even change the FOV, make it really wide. And we just press play and off he goes. Nice and easy. So that's really cool. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Filmtweaks. So I'm just going to go back just a touch here, if it lets me. I think I need to be in a different camera. There we go. So we'll go somewhere here, and we'll go back to free camera, and we'll go right here because there's quite a bit of lighting and stuff. So I'm going to be talking about Filmtweaks, the sun color and direction, and the depth of field. So I already have depth field on. I'm just going to turn that off real quick. So the miscellaneous, you have all the 2D elements, mostly for your first person view. You can change the score, the crosshair, the blood overlay, all that good stuff. Which is really handy having all this separate. The only thing they don't have is the death skulls, which is very annoying when you're trying to edit demos for someone and they have death skulls all over their screen. Alright, but sun, so if you click over here, it uses the RGB spectrum or RGBA, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but you can change these colors to whatever. We'll just go like crazy red. And as you can see, the sun color has changed. We can increase the brightness if we want. And we can change the direction on the XYZ axis, which is pretty sweet. You can get some very unique looking looks. I already had Filmtweaks enabled, so you see if I turn it off, it changes quite a bit. And if we enable it again, so we've got like a brightness, so you can make it maybe a little bit brighter, increase the contrast a little bit, mess around with this a little bit. So we've got tint light and tint dark as well, and desaturation. So we can make it black and white, or we can go really far off into the negative. So it's all very very intense, really, but you get into it. So you can so you could have a fucked colorway like this if you really wanted, you know. And then we even have invert. It's pretty cool. And then we have depth of field. So usually use reshade for your depth of field. Reshade will always be the best thing for depth of field in my opinion, but if you can't be bothered dealing with that, that's fine. You can enable the depth of field here, and the DOF here is actually pretty nice. As you can see, it's not bad by any means. Yeah, look at that. That looks fine. It's not like crazy good, but it looks fine. You could even do the snare blur if you wanted to. Yeah, no one likes snare blur though. So yeah, I think that is really, really good. So we've done bone camera, we've done placing cameras, we've done all of this. So the next thing I guess would be talking about keyframes. So just like in After Effects or Sony Vegas or whatever program you use, hopefully it has keyframes. You can keyframe things. So I can keyframe the sun color, the sun brightness, and the sun direction. I can do all of this. If I click on all these stopwatches, I can get them all to pop up. And if I just get out of this camera path here, you'll see them all down here, which is, God, it's so nice and easy. So if I just press B and N just to sort of sort my work area out, and I can zoom in over here, I can drag along, keep it nice in the middle for us. So I can change from here to here. I can go, let's change the sunlight direction, which is probably one of the ones you'll use the most. So I can have this like change as he runs. I can even do the sun color. I think this one is it doesn't slowly change, it's more of like a straight change color. You can sort of see how it changes like that. You can also do like the contrast and things like that. So now if we please go back and we press spacebar, we get to see it all change. Obviously if I slow it down a bit, it might help a little bit. There you go, that looks really cool. There is like some really fancy intense stuff, and I would probably only use those if I was doing some crazy fun like demo things, but you can make keyframes for everything, which is pretty fucking awesome if you ask me. Now with that, let me just disable all of these Filmtweaks. Well, resetting the sun color didn't work. Maybe I can just get rid of all these keyframes here. Trying to reset this so it looks more normal again, but that's fine. We can have a black and white green theme going on here, sure, why not? Death animations are our next thing, and the death animations thing they've done here is actually really, really, really cool. So we'll just wait till I shoot this guy. So boom. So we'll just go back a touch just before I shoot him. So around about here, we'll put B, and we'll put N. Alright, then I can just go back. Okay, so we've seen the first death animation, which is like that. It's a good death animation, right? But if we wanted a different one, we can go up here to Tools, Player Death Animations, and they have everything you could want. So they even have hide all corpses or attach weapon to player. Attach weapon to player is like a hold gun. So he'll hold the gun as he dies. So we can change this just by clicking on it. There we go. So now we have PB Death Run, right? So if I go down here and I click play, it's a slightly different animation. We go back again. We go on this one. Different animation. Go back again. And we can go, we can even do Last Stand Death. So he will do that. You could even do the one where they die prone. It does look a bit funny because he's obviously just a random bot standing. But there are a bunch of different animations you can choose from, and I did show them off a little bit in my little showcase video I made last week. So yeah, not bad at all. The only unfortunate thing is if you have a triple collab per se, and you want them to select their animation separately. I don't know if you can do that. So far, if you can do that, I haven't been able to figure it out. This will just select the death animation for everyone, unfortunately, but you can press the reset button. Also, you can see the hold gun here. So his gun would usually just be dropping here, but he's actually holding it, which is a look a lot of editors like to go for. Even myself, I like to go for the hold gun look. It looks yeah, really great. So we'll just make a quick camera path for this little death animation here. We'll just maybe scroll in like this, put one here, get shot, right here like this. We'll just play that. Cool, not bad at all. We'll just go back to the start. Alright, so now it will be how to actually render or save these cinematics you're whipping up. So if we press F to jump out of the controls here, and you come over here to the little record button, you will see my time frame is being set already from here to here, this tick rate to this tick, because of the render bars here. We can also choose the output format, which is, you know, we can do the camera data, which is sort of like that one Black Ops 2 tutorial I did mirroring the sky. It basically just saves your camera path to my knowledge. So you got video, camera data, or image sequence. Image sequence is where it'll just take a bunch of PNGs in a row and then you stick them together in like virtual dub. Pretty cool stuff. Obviously you can choose the frame rate and choose the mode single pass, multipass. So I usually just go video, will be alright, something like 100 is all good. And ProRes 444 or 444XQ is what you should be using here, unless you're you know, just making something quick and shit like the cinematics I did at the start of this with me talking on the green screen. These ones down here are a lot more less quality, a lot more less bitrate. So 444 is fine. You've got your resolution of your screen here. I am in 1440p, and your mode single pass will just record everything. But if you want the multipass, like the green screen and the depth map, coffee break. Yeah, so if you want the green screen or the depth map or anything like that, you click multipass, and you will click add pass, and it even has an enable reshade button here, which is very helpful for you reshade lovers out there. So your first pass, you have default depth for normal, and it'll ask you basically, oh, what do you want to record? And this is how you get the green screen. A lot of people have been asking me, how do I green screen on this? It's right here, man. So if you do world and players, it will not have your gun in first person. You will just have the world and the players. If you do only gun, it'll be a green screen with just your gun. If you do only world, it'll be the world, no players, and no gun. And if you do only players, it'll just be a green screen and only players. And then you could add another pass if you wanted to. You can go depth, and you can choose what you want to depth. I usually just go for everything. You can even go normal, which I have personally never seen before, but it's in my video I did last week showing everything off. It's yeah, it's a normal path, which is pretty cool. I know what you use it for when it comes to doing 3D work, but I'm not sure what you would use it for in this sense. Probably like the same thing. Enabling reshade is very cool, but then you just press capture and it'll capture everything in between these two bars, and it'll automatically do everything. I'm not going to do it right now because it can take a while, but it is very easy going. But I've had a lot of questions about whether you could do green screen, and it's just all in here in your multipass. You can even hide them if you wanted to. See what they look like. Bada bing, bada boom. So that's what the normal is. It's the depth, and you can even delete them, which is very cool. And I think that is about it for the most part. There are still a couple of things I'm figuring out. If I run into any sort of bugs or anything, any sort of crashes that I find fixes for, I will put them in the description below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I've been looking forward to making this one for a long time. This turned out to be quite a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it wasn't like too much. But yeah, send me all the shit you make. I love watching the stuff you guys make me and the stuff you send me. Ask me any questions. Don't be nervous to ask me questions. I reply to everyone and I enjoy helping everyone out. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next Friday.